So next, I'm going to turn it over very quickly to Dr. Greg Broberg, and he can introduce his class, and then we will play his video.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gregory Broberg, and I'm a professor in the School of Social Transformation. It's hard to believe, but this is my third Project Cities effort with the City of Peoria. These three projects have supported approximately 200 ASU students in the important research needed to support local governments. First off, I want to thank Christina Perez from the City of Peoria Communications Office for her support of our work. And of course, I have to thank Julia, Allison, and Ann for their continued Project Cities program management. This project was part of my research methods course with 40 undergraduate and 2 graduate colleagues. And several of these students are joining us today for this presentation. Our research focused on understanding factors that contribute to community engagement strategies within the City of Peoria. In just a minute, you'll hear our student presentation related to 2 project efforts. First, you will hear about the survey that was conducted in February. After that, we discuss an engagement activity that we conducted at the Arts and Cultural Festival in March. Throughout these efforts, we discovered a number of factors that could improve communication with City of Peoria citizens. Once the presentation is concluded, the small cohort of undergraduate colleagues will be introducing themselves and will spend a minute discussing important things they've learned from the work we've completed. Their cameras will stay off just because we don't want any Zoom-related issues. And then once that portion is concluded, we're excited to answer any of your questions. Now, let's get on with our presentation.
Hi, and welcome to the Community Engagement Strategy presentation. My name is Hunter Hedilius, and I will be narrating on behalf of my colleagues. This project was done as part of a research methods class at Arizona State University under the direction of Dr. Gregory Broberg. We would like to begin by giving a special thank you to the Project Cities and City of Peoria project team. In this presentation, we will be covering our objectives, who participated in the study, the methods used, the survey and arts festival data, and our recommendations. In this study, we sought to answer 2 primary questions. The first, what information has been disproportionately left out of these communities? And the second, how can we engage the voices of residents in Peoria with particular attention to the communities deemed hard to reach? To begin, a survey was sent to City of Peoria residents via a flyer in February water bills. There are 22 questions related to resource accessibility, childcare needs, financial resources, community involvement, information accuracy, and public engagement. 14 students also attended the recent March Arts Festival to answer 4 key questions. In the survey, 258 individuals participated. 75 left some items blank or incomplete. This meant there was an overall sample size of 183 participants. I will give you a minute to go over the rest of this slide. These were the zip codes covered and the female, male, other makeup of participants. Most of the participants were white, meaning that there was not a very diverse response. Most of the participants were in between the ages 35 and 44. Most of the participants had at least a 4-year degree. You can take a look at the spread of education. Most of the participants' annual income fell around $100,000 to $150,000 per year. Now we will be going over the responses to community involvement. When asked, I spend a significant amount of time involved in some type of community activity. Most disagreed. When asked, my work schedule prevents me from receiving community information in a timely fashion. Most disagreed, meaning that most people were able to receive community information in a timely fashion. "29% of participants have worked together with someone or some group to solve a problem in their community within the past 12 months, with an additional 39% doing so but not within the past year. Most of the participants were concerned with education and taxes. Now we will be going over information related to resource accessibility. When asked, I have easy access to the internet. An overwhelming majority agreed or strongly agreed. When asked, it is easy to get help from the city of Peoria for such things as paying utility bills, rental assistance, or childcare services. Most agreed. When asked, how do you currently access information about your community? Most accessed information via social media apps. Over 90% of participants indicate that they have easy access to the internet. This same group also indicated that they are very comfortable navigating the internet for resources. 95 participants had issues getting help for services such as utility bills, rental assistance, and childcare. Just under half of these participants had children in their household. Now we will be going over information related to childcare. The data collected shows that zip code 85383 has the most school-aged children per household. Based on the results, married couples are the ones who struggle the most to local information about a child care provider. Now we will be going over information related to access to financial resources. When asked, a local bank or credit union takes care of all my financial needs. Most people agreed. However, a considerable amount did disagree with that statement. When asked, how do you get information about future opportunities such as jobs, training, or internships? Most received it from outside sources unrelated to the community. You can now take a look at this data. When asked, have you ever received information about financial assistance for college? Most received it from outside sources. However, a large amount did receive information from universities and the federal government. We will now be going over information accuracy. Most participants disagreed with the statement, I feel that my local news is misleading. However, a large amount did agree and do feel that their local news is misleading. When asked, do you feel that information related to public issues such as education, taxes, and local politics provided by the city of Peoria is accurate? Most agreed. "42% of people with four-year degrees felt their local news was misleading. Most had a median income of $101,000 per year. We will now cover perception of public engagement. When asked, how much do you feel your voice is heard on citywide issues? Most felt that they had a moderate consideration. A majority of the respondents were female and feel that their voice is moderately heard. We will now cover the Arts Festival outreach. When asked what issues in your neighborhood are important, many responded quicker constructions, police response times, and trash pickup. When asked what can be done to get you more engaged in your community, most responded events. Now we will cover our recommendations. Conduct focus groups to assess desired community activities. This would be important because over 75% of participants do not spend a significant amount of time involved in community activities. It would also be good to survey school parents to assess their issues with finding childcare. Just under half of the participants had children in their household, and they indicated that they had issues getting help for such services. Work with local financial institutions to support individuals who may be unbanked. A considerable amount of participants, just about a third, disagreed with the statement, "I have easy access to local banks, credit unions for my financial needs," meaning that they may need to find access to financial services. Maintain regular communication with individuals, especially related to important social issues. Many of the participants felt that the city provided more accurate information than local news or other sources. This concludes the presentation. Thank you for listening, and let us know if you have any other questions.